stomach, boy.
Wake up and push his teeth.
Yeah.
Just try to picture a young mother celebrating the birth of a son, the same time his father passes from the burst of a gun. Another young life taken that was worthless to some. Old-fashioned closed casket at the church in the front. Ain't it crazy how corrupted that a person becomes when they've been searching for their purpose on the curbs of the slums for 60 hours a week and barely working for crumbs, and new bills every first of the month had them thinking deep thoughts of becoming a drug kingpin, unaware that his ship would soon be sinking. Only 17, still a juvenile delinquent, riding down the street in that stolen blue Lincoln. Started moving eighths and quarters, serving them fiends on the vacant corner. Whirlwind in his dome, girlfriend at home just gave him the news she was making him a father. So he's focused, mind is racing, every single penny, nickel, dime he's saving. Posted on the block, right there by the station, not really worried about the time it's taking. Morning, evening, day and night, till it seeps in his bones like a way of life. She told him she would call him when the time comes. Shots rang out right when she hit 9 months. The very first breath that he took was the very moment of his father's death, and he could picture it all too clearly. And on his birthday, he recalled it yearly. A little bit sentimental, with a quick temper, when the men who lived in his tenement attempt to mentor him. When the sentiment he pent up went too far, thought he was a self-taught man, but didn't have a well-thought plan. Try to help himself off scamming the well-off, but he always felt lost, and he feels like there's nothing to lose, and he walks like he's got a little something to prove, like a child that comes from abuse, trying to act the toughest just to cover their wounds. Walked in the store at 12:03, pulled a gun from his belt as the cell phone rings. Can't hear it over yells and screams. The girl behind the counter fell to her knees. Didn't see the owner cock his shotgun, came from the back, one shot he dropped him. And as he fell in his head, hit his girl, left a message telling him she's pregnant.
Wait the